The humid Lagos air felt heavier than usual that evening, even inside our air-conditioned apartment in Lekki Phase 1. Amaka, my girlfriend of almost a year, was humming a tune as she chopped plantains for Dodo. Her phone buzzed on the counter. She glanced at it, a faint smile playing on her lips. "Oh, look who it is," she mumbled, her thumb hovering over the screen. It was an unfamiliar number. "Hello." Her voice was soft, then it changed. A ripple of concern, then genuine warmth. I watched her, a knot tightening in my stomach. I did not know why, not yet. She ended the call a few minutes later, placing the phone back down. "That was Kazim," she said, almost hesitantly. My brows furrowed. Kazim. I would heard the name before, a fleeting mention from her past, someone she would briefly dated years ago. My mind immediately went on alert. "Is he all right?" I asked, trying to keep my voice casual. She sighed. "He has been going through a lot." He sounded lost, said he has been off his meds. Schizophrenia. My heart softened a little, but the knot in my stomach remained. "He wants to meet up, just to talk, maybe play some chess at the community center, public place." I cleared my throat. "Chess? With Kazim?" The words felt heavy, foreign. She looked at me, her head tilted. "Yes, Tunde, he needs a friend." I nodded, but inside, a storm was brewing. This was not the first time. There was that guy, Daniel, who would send her a crude message on Instagram, someone she would also briefly dated. She cut him off immediately, and I would even made excuses for him then. And then Amaka, her high school sweetheart who had made a comment about wishing they would stay together. She cut him off too, saying it was disrespectful. Her boundaries were clear, I knew that. But this felt different. It gnawed at me, a feeling I could not quite name. Later, as we ate the dodo and some pepper soup, the topic came up again. "So, you are really going to see him?" I asked, the words tasting like ash in my mouth. She sighed, her fork clattering softly against her plate. "Tunde, I told you it is just chess. In public, he is vulnerable right now." "Amaka," I started, my voice lower than I intended. "I am not comfortable with this. He is an ex, a past fling." She put her fork down, her gaze meeting mine, suddenly sharp. "And? Does that erase my ability to be a human being, to show compassion?" "No, it is not that," I hurried to say. "It is about respect, our relationship." She leaned back, a small, humorless laugh escaping her lips. "Respect? Tunde, I have shown you nothing but transparency. I cut off two people because they crossed lines. How is me playing chess with a mentally unwell former acquaintance disrespectful?" I struggled to find the words. It was not just her. It was us. It was what people would say. I can imagine what the men back home, my friends, even my family would say. "Ah, Tunde, your girl is still hanging around someone she used to sleep with? You are getting played, bro." The whispers, "Amaka." The words spilled out, raw and unfiltered, reflecting a deeply ingrained fear. Her face hardened. "So, what other people think matters more than my character, more than your trust in me?" The air crackled with tension. I tried to explain, to make her understand the cultural nuances, the unspoken rules. How, for a man, it just was not done. How I, myself, had severed ties with exes when I got serious with her. For me, it was a clean slate, a sign of commitment. But she was not hearing it. She saw it as me, trying to control her, to dictate who she could be friends with. And maybe, deep down, she was right. But the thought was terrifying. The argument started small, then grew. It was not just Kazim anymore. She mentioned auditioning for a play at the National Theater. "There are a few mild intimacy scenes, Tunde. Hugging, maybe a quick kiss, nothing major." My jaw tightened. "Intimacy scenes? With another man?" "It is acting, Tunde. It is my craft. This is what I love to do," she exclaimed, her voice rising. It felt like an attack, a direct challenge to everything I believed about a relationship, about what was acceptable. My mind screamed, no, this is too much. What kind of man let us his woman do this? One evening, I met my friend Femi at a buka in Yaba Underbridge. The smell of suya and grilled fish filled the air, mingling with the exhaust fumes and the constant hum of generators. I laid out my predicament, omitting some of the harsher details. Femi, a married man with 2 kids, listened, chewing on a piece of spicy ram. "My brother," he started, wiping his mouth with a serviette. "You see this kind thing? No-go work. Oh, a woman must respect her man. Wedding be this? Old boyfriends acting with kissing? No, Tunde, you need to put your foot down. She is taking advantage." His words, reinforced by the nods of others at nearby tables, solidified my fear. It was not just me, it was the world around me. The pressure mounted. Amaka and I grew distant. We would sit in silence in the car during our drives through the infamous Lagos traffic on the 3rd mainland bridge, the city lights reflecting our coldness. I loved her deeply, but this issue, this chasm of understanding felt insurmountable. She kept saying, "It is about trust, Tunde. I trust you. Why do not you trust me?" And I could not answer her truthfully, because it was not just about trust. It was about my ego, about societal expectations, about a fear of looking weak or foolish in the eyes of other men. One Saturday morning, Amaka got a call. It was the director from the National Theater. She got the part. Her face lit up like I had not seen in weeks. She turned to me, excitement bubbling. "Tund, I got it. Can you believe it?" But all I could focus on were those dreaded intimacy scenes. My heart sank, a bitter taste filling my mouth. "So you are really going to do it?" I asked, my voice flat. Her smile faltered. "Tunde, this is my dream, my passion. Are you going to deny me this?" It felt like an ultimatum spoken not by her, but by the situation itself. We were standing in our living room. The sound of a distant generator hummed, a familiar Lagos symphony. "I do not want to be a part of it, Amaka," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. Her eyes, usually so bright and full of life, clouded over. "So, you are saying if I take this role, you are out?" The silence stretched, suffocating us both. She was not asking for permission, she was asking for my support. And I was failing her. I saw the disappointment, the hurt, and something else, a deep, quiet resolve forming in her gaze. It was a crossroads, and I knew in that moment that my decision would define everything. I walked away, retreated to the bedroom. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, the Lagos heat pressing in. I thought of everything she would said. Her transparency, her unwavering boundaries, her fierce independence. I thought of her cutting off Daniel and Amaka, not for me, but because they disrespected her. She had not asked me to stop seeing my female friends, even the ones I would once had a crush on. She trusted me. And here I was, using respect as a shield for my own insecurities, for my fear of judgment from men like Femi, from society. My definition of respect was eroding her freedom, her very self. It was not respect I was asking for. It was control. I got up and walked back to the living room. Amaka was still there, sitting quietly on the sofa, her back to me. The city hummed outside, indifferent to our silent struggle. I sat beside her, the cushion sinking slightly. I took her hand. It was cold. "Amaka," I said, my voice hoarse. I am sorry. You are right. It is not fair. I trust you. I really do. This is my issue, my upbringing, my fear of what people will say. But it is not stronger than my love for you or my belief in you." She turned, her eyes searching mine. I saw a flicker of hope, but also weariness. "You deserve to pursue your passions. You deserve to be yourself. The journey ahead would not be easy. My ingrained beliefs would not vanish overnight. The whispers of societal judgment would not simply disappear." But looking at Amaka, seeing the gentle relief wash over her face, I knew this was the only path. To trust her, truly trust her. to choose her freedom, her happiness, over my own fragile ego and outdated notions of respect. It was a conscious decision to dismantle the walls I had built, brick by painful brick. Maybe, just maybe, this was what real love looked like in modern Lagos. A willingness to evolve, to challenge our own conditioning for the sake of the person we cherish.